Welcome back everybody. Today we have a ton of content to cover, including new teased heroes and skins, new features coming to the game, and free cosmetics you can unlock. First up, a strange man in red was teased in Marvel Rivals. In Squirrel Girl's second lore entry, she's talking to Psylocke, who says her pet, Logan, got separated from her when the Collector ripped her from the timeline, but that he found her again by chasing some strange man in red who had been sent to find her. The entry is a little confusing because she's talking about Logan chasing her, but that Logan is not Wolverine, but like we said, her pet wolf, Logan. This leads us to believe that they're probably talking about Deadpool, since he would be the one most likely hired by the Collector as a mercenary. Plus, when it comes to men in red in Marvel, there's not that many to choose from, and Deadpool is arguably the strangest of them. This also goes along with the fact that we have voice lines referencing Deadpool already by heroes like Spider-Man.
Great, we're saving the world and here comes the loosest cannon. Just an observation.
Otherwise, I guess it could be Daredevil, who data miners recently found in the files and has a history of fighting Psylocke, and even a romance kind of thing with Squirrel Girl. Or maybe even the Hood, who has also been found in the files, but I can't really imagine the Hood would be added before people like Deadpool or Daredevil. Further out, if we really want to get crazy, we could think of maybe like Omega Red, but characters like that seem much more unlikely and a huge stretch. Speaking of teased heroes, on the first page of the Season 2 event, we got a direct mention of Forge. This one is also a little confusing, but it basically says that Emma Frost used Forge to create parts of Cerebro's drives that help them account for different versions of themselves. If you don't know, Forge has the ability to intuitively understand and design anything he can think of, so this makes sense and supports the storyline that they use this Cerebro to resurrect mutants, which I think will definitely play into the future heroes being added, especially since we've already seen cinematics of Ultron being reborn from one of the pods at the end of games on Krakoa. I think Forge could be a really cool strategist probably. I have no idea what his abilities would be like, but I'd totally be down. The next two heroes were seen in the Marvel Rivals Infinity comic, where at the Hellfire Gala we can see Jubilee talking to Thor and Penny Parker. She's wearing her Hellfire gown that we have seen in the comics, plus we already have her son Shogo on the map itself in game. Jubilee is definitely someone that the fans want to see added to the game, so I think this would be really cool. The last one is kind of more of a speculation, but in the background of that image, you can see what looks like a blonde woman with a dress on fire talking to Wolverine in his patch outfit. There's a lot of discussion on who this could be. Now, at first, we thought this was maybe Phoenix because of the fire and that it's a Hellfire Gala and talking to Wolverine, but she isn't blonde and she famously wears green to the gala, so we think it's actually most likely the X-Man named Magma, who has a history at the Hellfire Gala and even with Wolverine. She's also one of the only fire-based female heroes with blonde hair. While we're looking at this, we might as well talk about how Marvel Rivals teased a ton of new costumes in this Marvel Rivals Infinity comic. We got to see the Thing, or the Thong, in his beach attire right beside another look at Squirrel Girl in her beach attire that's already been shown in game. We also got a clear look at what Jeff the Landshark's beach outfit would look like, featuring his little duckies on his Hawaiian shirt and his little hat. Magic shows off her Hellfire Gala outfit finally. People have been begging for this one. I know it is a comic favorite of a lot of people, as well as a peek at Namor's possible skin. And speaking of begging, it looks like Penny Parker mains will finally get a new outfit, as she has one on in this image while she's actually talking to Hellfire Gala Thor, who we've seen in the loading screen in Marvel Rivals. We also see some nice outfits for Iron Fist, Storm, and Doctor Strange. Now, speaking of heroes, let's backtrack to Blade, who might be coming sooner than we think in Marvel Rivals, or at the very least there is definitely a plan for him to come to the game. In Season 1, he was imprisoned by Dracula, and players could actually find him on the map up until Season 2 started. Now, if you go to that same spot, he is gone. For Season 2, Emma Frost, of course, has been released as the new hero, and we know we're getting Ultron in Season 2.5, but what about Blade? Well, Blade is now recovering, sleeping on one of the Wakanda maps. You can actually find Blade yourself sleeping in a bed in one of the spawns. Wakanda is known as a place people in Marvel go to recover because of their advanced technology, and the fact that Rivals didn't just straight up remove him and move on suggests that we might actually be getting Blade once he recovers in Season 3. At least it seems hard to believe that Blade would be sleeping for multiple seasons, but I guess that could be kind of funny. There are also new features in the works for the game as confirmed by the executive producer. He says that it's on the to-do list to actually get Lord icons to appear in the select hero wheel when choosing your hero, which honestly doesn't have much of a gameplay effect, but it is a cool little kind of flex you'd have. He also says that everyone in the game will have a legendary skin, and that time will tell in response to someone asking specifically for a legendary Punisher skin. And speaking of skins, he says that there will be more skins inspired by the comics coming down the line, but that for perspective, it's only been 18 weeks since launch. And I've really enjoyed the mix of skins actually in that 18 weeks. We've had the comic inspired ones, some MCU inspired ones, and even unique rival skins we haven't seen before. And I think that blend is really important because we have fans playing the game who started playing because they're fans of the comics. Just like we have people who started playing because they're fans of the MCU, and some people who just like video games and are only fans of Marvel Rivals and don't care about the MCU or comics. Speaking of important features, there was a silent ghost update to the boys in Marvel Rivals as they slightly increased their butt size. That's right, we have comparisons of before and after of different heroes, and there's definitely more cheeks here. And I mean, Star-Lord actually has a butt now instead of just nothing there. I mean, these are the updates that we need. Like this is how the game survives. Also, there's more free cosmetics that you can get in game now. The first being something simple, a Discord Emma Frost border just by playing Marvel Rivals. If you remember in season 1, we got the animated Jeff the Shark profile border. Well, now it's the animated Discord border featuring Emma. All you have to do is play Marvel Rivals for 15 minutes with Discord open to earn the limited time Emma Frost avatar decoration, which yes, won't last forever. They're more like temporary seasonal things. I do wish they were permanent, but it's cool to have still for a bit. And yes, you can do it on console as well. I think you have to like link your Discord somehow through it, but it is available for everyone. This has already begun and will last up until April 18th, and then the opportunity is gone. There's also a new very limited time free skin for the thing that you can unlock. All you have to do is sign up for Marvel Unlimited, the online comic subscription service, but there's a code that I'm going to tell you for the first month free. So you could just use that code when you sign up. Yes, you have to put a card in, but then cancel the subscription. Just remember to cancel it and it's free. Yes, that's how they get you. They get a lot of people like that. But just set a reminder, just do it, just remember, and you get a free skin. Users have until April 16th to join to be eligible. You just have to go to marvel.com/unlimited and use the code "Here is the thing" to receive your first month completely free. Then on the 25th, everyone with the Marvel Unlimited subscription will receive a code for the Unlimited Thing skin. It's not the craziest skin, obviously, since it just changes the color of his shorts, but it is free, and if you're a collector of free items like myself, then you'll want to grab this. On the esports side of things, if you missed it, Sentinels won the Season 1 Marvel Rivals Championship in North America, alongside Virtus Pro and Upside in the other regions. Virtus Pro is pretty much the undisputed best team in the EU, possibly in the world, and Sentinels actually came out and dominated 100 Thieves, who were previously thought to be the absolute best, but I mean, Sentinels wiped them twice. Like, it wasn't even close. They 4-0'd them in the finals. And this was pretty cool to see actually, because female pro Aramori of course plays for Sin, who got to prove the doubters wrong. There was a lot of crap talk in the Marvel Rivals Invitational against her, and even got some really cool praise from Nadeshot, the OG. I feel like it's cool to see him speak out on topics like this, even when it's his team losing. And their coach Crimzo was actually with them filling in, who also happens to be her fiance, which is insane. A couple just won the Marvel Rivals Championship. That's not something that happens every day in esports. Right after this, Team Envy actually doubled down on Marvel Rivals and signed Kalush from Sentinels, which I did not see coming, but it means that big contracts must have to be starting to happen in the Marvel Rivals scene, because otherwise, why would he leave Sentinels, who just won the Marvel Rivals Championship? It seems like most of these rosters are able to explore their options in different ways, and so as contracts get offered and are bigger and bigger, we're going to see a lot of these rosters kind of get shuffled. And that's all we have for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will bring you the news another time. I'll catch you later.